Hello! Today we are going to have a look at Fort Haight from a level design and world design perspective. So let's get right into it. I am currently on the main road towards Fort Haight. This is really the only way into Fort Haight itself, leading up this very small little ramp up here, and Fort Haight is surrounded by cliffs. There are currently no enemies here because I've already cleared Fort Haight once, so when you're not going back to fight after you've cleared Fort Haight, it's completely empty, I think. So usually there is a mad pumpkinhead coming from up there and a few soldiers of Godric guarding this place over here. Fort Haight is surrounded by cliffs, and this way I went up right there is the only way leading towards the fort itself. Let's just imagine someone wants to attack Fort Haight, they have to come up this way over there. They can potentially climb up these rocks with ladders, but then they have to actually attack Fort Haight itself, so they might as well come from the main road, right? We also have one of these trees here that grants us a golden seed, which is very nice. And I continue making one round around Fort Haight to show you that there is really no other way, no other viable way up here. So as the same thing as, what's it called? Stormwell Castle, right? There's no way you can attack this fort from the sea itself. You can potentially bombard it, it's not that high up that you can't bombard it with possibly cannons. But it's not really viable getting up here from the seaside, right? Just continue doing the lap around here. Nothing special here, and there's the ramp again. It's all just cliffs. And then you have this wall facing the potential enemy army. Let's just imagine there's an enemy army coming from that way. It's very easy to imagine how things would happen in this case. So, leading into Fort Haight is a staircase, and I have some problems with that, because while a staircase is nice to defend, right, because enemies have to walk up the stairs and there's not much room, there can maybe 2 or 3 people stand here fending off hordes of enemies. But the problem is getting resources into the fort itself, because with a staircase, let's just imagine you're getting your resources like food or weaponry, stuff like this. You have to park your cart on the ground there, and then you have to carry all the goods that you're wanting to carry into the Fort Haight itself, carry up the stairs. So a slight inconvenience, but easier to defend. Then you have a standard gate made out of wood and steel up there that you can lower potentially somehow. And inside Fort Haight we see there is a dead demi-human queen. So this fort was once occupied by demi-humans. And I think this is what Kenneth Haight wants to do once he get this castle back, or fort back, is getting a connection to the demi-humans going again. So he's the demi-human whisperer or something. Ugh, German accent there. Something. But let's have a look at Fort Haight itself. We have some blood roses growing inside, marking a battle here. And usually there are some vermin in form of rats down here. And on top of the stairs up there, are some, I don't know what they're called, the normal commoner's garb dudes, the commoners, throwing firebombs at you. So this fort has obviously been occupied by Godric and his soldiers. And there are some commoners here throwing firebombs at you. I'm not really a fan of these exploding barrels because it's just a video game trope, right? It's nothing new. You know your barrels painted in red or with white stripes on top of them. They explode when you fire at them, right? It's a gameplay, it's a game trope, and like, why in this game? Do you have to have explosive barrels? Really? So bad? I mean, it's fine. Not a big danger. But let's have a look at this courtyard from a world design perspective, because there's not much going on here. Some barricades, for some reason. I mean, granting you extra cover, and not much more. A very poor built tent over here to keep firewood dry and stuff that is in these boxes over here. There's some storage space underneath here, which isn't really well covered from rain. And then you have more stairs. And why would you have this higher up? Easier to defend, but it's harder to occupy, right? And then you have this room over here, which is just a small little room. And here's some lost potential, right? Because as we can see later on, we have much more space. So this room could be potentially 2 or 3 rooms, or even a bigger room, right? So why would you have a room? First of all, keeping things dry, right? You want to keep things dry, you want to keep them protected from wind and weather, all of that good stuff, right? And you want to keep your soldiers warm, because why would you keep them outside? They would just freeze, getting colds, getting sick, right? All the good stuff that you don't want to have in a fort or in a castle in a well-defended position. You don't want to have sick soldiers, so you want to have more room for them. Maybe have a kitchen in here, a room where they can sleep, all that good stuff, and stuff to actually, what's it called? To store your weapons and your ammunition and stuff like this. You don't want to keep this outside. So this room has lost potential. And again, with this stone structure, you could easily put a door in here, hollow this thing out, and have a cellar of some sort, right? More storage space is always nice. Then let's talk a bit about things or stuff that's up here, because first of all, why isn't this stone as well? This part, why is this wooden? For no reason, apparently. And then you have a wooden staircase, which is, at the first glance, it's fine, right? Having a wooden staircase, but then it starts to look a bit odd. Because let's talk about this wall for a second. We have crenellations here. So these things are made for you to stand behind, getting cover, and then shoot through them or throw stuff through them when you want to attack enemies, right? But for some reason there is no wooden platform, or no platform at all, to stand on to actually shoot. And the other side has a wooden platform, but the other side is facing the water. What? Like, the only side that faces the position of the potential enemy army is not accessible. You want to get attacked, right? You want to get run over by the enemy, right? And then for some reason you have this wooden structure outside without cover, so you can easily get shot. And then usually there is a ballista here, but as I said, I've cleared this place already, so no ballista this time, but the dude is not defended at all. So usually when you station soldiers out here, you want to have them defended, right? And this is a good platform, and would be even better if I could stand behind this wall and shoot the enemy. And of course this structure needs to go, this stone structure over here, which could be a tower, but it is not a tower, it's nothing really. And then you have this wooden part, which is inaccessible. Either you could station soldiers in there that you can shoot out of this wooden structure, or you could put in stones in here, or something like that, that you can release when the enemy army is coming from there, so they're getting crushed by big stones or stuff like this. No release mechanism, nothing there. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. And then you have this tower, which is inaccessible. You have a tower which is inaccessible. You have multiple towers which are inaccessible. But let's just talk about this tower, which is one of the main towers facing the potential enemy, right? And this is possibly the most important tower in the fort. Because let's have a look from downstairs here. I don't know what that was, some strange glitch or something. So this is potentially the most important tower of the fort because, and for some reason, it doesn't have a solid base. Like, what? Looks weird. If you look at this from this side, looks really weird. Just put it down like this part, and it's fine. But it's the most important tower. You can shoot enemies that are here, and you can shoot them even when they're over here, right? It's the most important tower, but then you can't occupy it. Unlucky. And then you're inside again. Let's see. So most important tower, no hidden door. No door here. I mean, I'm not asking for them to put a door there that I can actually go through as a player character, right? Just put a door here that is inaccessible, that you can't open, and it's fine. You can now get into this tower, right? But the nightmare continues, because let's go over this part. And here we have possibly the second most important tower, because it also faces the enemy. What is this weird thing? Wait. What is this? Why does this exist? Didn't die or something, right? Surely cut that thing out. So we have this tower which is inaccessible as well, right? Like, for some reason. And then, again, on top of here, we have a special enemy, which you have to defeat in order for so that you can continue the Canafite quest line. It's a, what's it called, Knight of Godric, these knight dudes, I just call them Knight of Godric, with special blood attacks, which are really not that special at all. Fairly easy to parry and defeat like that. Yeah, but then we have this whole structure, and you remember, as I said, when I said that they have so much more space down there for this little door, they have so much space here to occupy until there is another wall. And it's not, they didn't use it. They could actually put 2 layers on top, like a, what's it called, 2-story apartment down there. So no access to this tower. This tower has access, which is a ladder. I mean, ladders are fine, right? But you really want to have a staircase, because ladders, you want to carry stuff up there, right? You want to have ammunition there, stones, arrows, stuff like this. You want to have stuff like this in a tower, so you can actually occupy and actually use the tower. Because if you have no ammunition, then why would you even stand here to begin with, right? But okay, ladder is fine. You can still carry stuff up the ladder, just a bit more, just a bit harder. But then you don't have access to the next tower part, because it's double tower, and you don't have access to this tower for some reason. But it's fine. No, it's not fine. I don't like this. Just make a hole in the ceiling. Maybe put a little door there, that, like a trap door, where you could potentially put a ladder, and make it so that I can walk, like, on most of this part with a little trapdoor for this ladder. Then it's fine. Then we can quote-unquote occupy this tower. But let's talk about this tower, because this one is actually pretty well designed. You have your crenellations. These are to shoot through. Then you have arrow slits, which are a bit like low to the ground. And then you have these, I think they're called murder holes, right? Or Mörderlöcher in German. If these are the actually murder holes, these things in the ground. So you can drop down stuff on the enemy that is below the tower itself. Because from here you don't have an angle, right? But through the holes you potentially have an angle. But these crenellations are a bit too low. You can still poke your head around them like this, hello, and can potentially get shot. So just raise these crenellations a bit, and then maybe decide if you want to have arrow slits or these crenellations, these gaps in the wall itself here, because it's, you want to have one or the other, not both. Maybe you want to have both, I don't know. I'm not an expert on stuff like this. I never said I am. But then for some reason we have a chimney here. Why? I can't get into the tower. There is not even an indicator that someone could get into the tower. Why is there a chimney? Like, there is no fake door or anything there. Like, it's just a building, like just a structure, without any access to the interior. And you have a chimney. So somehow in this tower that is inaccessible, there is something with a fire going on. And let's talk about this part, because this is fairly good, well designed. Let's just imagine this wouldn't be broken down, because this is clearly destroyed. Then this is a fairly well designed part. You can stand on here. Maybe you want to close these gaps on the wooden floor here, so your soldiers aren't getting hurt by them, but in general this is fine. I mean, you have a wall, a working wall with this thing, a working tower thingy like this, towards the ocean. Well, and then, oh, we can't access the gate itself. Oh well. So, yes, you can double jump in this game. And then you have this piece of wall that is completely inaccessible. And triple jump. This is completely inaccessible, and I don't know, it's just weird. Like, how are you supposed to get into this part? And then why you have crenellations inside the fort if you can't even access this one? This is weird. This is... Okay. This is just weird. Like... So I think we are through this whole thing. You can't close the gate, you have windows that lead to nothing. And there is actually a brick wall inside this part, which is weird. Kind of disappointed, because yes, this is just supposed to be a very small level, but come on, just put some fake doors at stuff like this and it's fine. And put a little bit more thought into this, because there's clearly no thought. I mean, it would be an easy fix, right? Make this piece here, make this a straight wooden platform, like on the other side, right? Then put the staircase here. Put it from here to here, like make the staircase this way, so that you can actually go up here, and then you went up this way, then you go into the wooden platform over here. And then you can actually shoot the enemy. Then get rid of this stuff like this and this weird tower thing, or make this tower thing one of these that are over there. This thing there. And it's fine. Like, and it's fine. Then put some fake doors on some of these towers over there. Maybe put a fake lever or something that indicates that you can actually lift up the gate and lower the gate up there. Make it accessible by getting rid of this crenellation on the inside, or just make a little hole here and extend this platform over there. Put something here that indicates that you can raise and lower the gate at this point. Something here, maybe make it a bit more broad that you can actually walk here with the new contraption. Make it so that you can get into this wooden structure, or just remove it. Make it so that you can get into this tower. And make the room in there a bit bigger, for fuck's sake. It's not that hard to improve it, and shouldn't be that hard. Like, it's a fairly simple design of the fort itself, and somehow they've failed. So let me evaluate this from a actual level design, and not evaluate. Let's give it a ranking. From a scale to 1 to 10. 1 is absolutely terrible, and 10 is the best thing ever, right? So 1 is bad, 10 is good. I would give it level design wise. You just have to imagine some enemies in here, because, well, there are no enemies in here for me. I would give this a 5. It's a fairly well designed level. It's nothing too special, because this is in the start area, this is in Limgrave, so nothing fancy here. Your standard soldiers of Godric outside, a pumpkin head, which adds a little bit of difficulty to this. Then there's a ballista shooting not at you but at demi-humans, so you can easily slip by. You basically just have to juggle some enemies, right? Then once you're inside, you have to be careful that you're not getting overwhelmed by like 2 rats and dudes that are throwing fire bombs, and it's fine. There are a few rats and firebomb dudes up here, so don't stand too close to these things. Wait until they've thrown their fire load and then kill one, go away. Fairly easy stuff, right? Fairly simple. And then on the top side you have a small little boss, and you can actually get revenge on the ballista dude that is standing here usually. Revenge, he's not shooting at you, he's shooting at the demi-humans first. Then get rid of this dude and get your half of the medallion, and it's fine, right? And the boss isn't even that hard, so a 5. It's a fairly well designed level, it's not overwhelming, it's not bullshit, it's just fine. It's okay. Nothing special here. Not really that fun, but also not bad. Nothing special. And really short. And then world design wise, because The design of this castle itself, the structure and stuff like this, nothing is inaccessible. This wall doesn't make sense, the part outside doesn't make any sense for me at least. I have to give this one a 2. Like, it's bad. I mean, you could make this a super structure because it has such a great position here, right? If you have a look at the map, there's only one way getting into this. Here are cliffs, so only one way. It's so easy to defend, very easy. You can easily besiege it so that they have to give up or they starve to death, but if someone wants to brute force their way into the fort itself, it's easy to defend. Like, really easy. Maybe you want to have a little smuggler cove so you can actually get stuff into the fort itself by sea. Otherwise you have to use a beach like this one here, which can be occupied by enemies. But it is fine. The location is fine. But the actual design of the fort is trash. It's complete garbage, as I told you. So a 2 is, I think, generous. Because you have walls. You have no way of using these walls, but you have walls. You have choke points, and this is worth something, right? But not much. So level design 5, because it's okay. And world design, from a world design standpoint, it's a 2. It's terrible. Let me know how you would rate this thing, and that's it from me. Goodbye.